welcome back to Mac Music Review. I'm recording this in my closet, and you know the drill. If you want to know how this channel works, all the stuff is going to be down in the description for this video. Yeah. Today we are looking at the legendary debut album by The Killers, Hot Fuss, and this is the album cover. Hot Fuss is an absolutely legendary alternative album, and The Killers are an absolutely legendary alternative band because of it. This album contains their #1 biggest song, the quintessential The Killers song. If you could sum up The Killers in one song, it would be Mr. Brightside, and that is on this album. This also has songs like Somebody Told Me, another extremely popular song that you've heard many times, and All These Things That I've Done, another really, really popular song with an absolutely legendary bridge. I've got soul, but I'm not a soldier, and it says that like 7 times, and it builds up and builds up. It's totally legendary. That moment is like unforgettable in music. It is crazy. This debut album has 11 songs on it, and some of the songs on this album are a little bit on the long side. Some of these songs are 5+ minutes. None of these songs ever get to 6 minutes, but some of these songs are more than 5 minutes long, and there are 11 songs. This is actually a lot of runtime to this album. It's not a super short album. The songs, All These Things That I've Done, Believe Me, Natalie, and Everything Will Be Alright are all over 5 minutes. The longest of them all is Everything Will Be Alright. That's a really long song. The music on Hot Fuss, it's basically, they're a super energetic, really crazy, like passionate, energetic rock band. That, you got the bass lines, you got tons of electric guitar, tons of drums, just really punchy, energetic, some really passionate singing on songs like Jenny Was a Friend of Mine, where he literally just like screams in different parts. And just super energetic, Mr. Brightside, just really energetic, fun music for like most of this thing. Occasionally the music will get a little bit darker and slower, and that is on the songs Andy, You're a Star, and the last song, which is extremely slow, extremely dark, very heavily edited vocals. But the real thing that I noticed that makes this album stand out is its use of electronics. You're going to find a lot of synth lines on this album. You're going to have these like almost random bursts of electronic music. And it really ties in very well with the album cover, in that the font the Killers are used, it's like Vegas lights, it's electronic lights is the font they use for the Killers. The words the Killers are made of these lights. And then you see these buildings in the background, just blue with these buildings that have electronic lights on them. And it's just kind of cool. What happens when you mix Brandon Flowers' persona and his attitude and his just energy, and then this really energetic rock music mixed with some synth lines and some electronic elements, you get a totally awesome rock album. Hot Fuss is amazing. Seriously, track for track, this thing is incredible. Jenny Was a Friend of Mine has to be one of the best opening songs ever on a rock album, an alternative album. It just sounds amazing. The bass line on this thing is so cool. This song, just the energy and the singing, and the Jenny Was a Friend of Mine. I don't have his voice. His voice is amazing on this album. Just rocks every single song. Smile Like You Mean It. Super awesome electronics on this song. Make it so cool. The chorus is so cool. Mr. Brightside, absolutely legendary song. Really can't talk badly about it. It's just legendary, and it sounds awesome. Honestly, this whole album is awesome. Other highlights, really, basically every song is a highlight. Andy, You're a Star, the build-up really doesn't feel like anything. You're like, what is even going on with this song? With the slow singing and the weird, like, kind of minimalistic music that's kind of jarring at the beginning. But it builds to this absolutely phenomenal conclusion that just makes the whole song worth it. It's so cool. Something similar on the song On Top, where the music in the verses, you're like, meh. But then you get to that chorus, and you're like, this is so good. You're just like, oh man. It just gets so much better. That song really picks up, and it gets awesome. Believe Me, Natalie, fantastic conviction in the vocals, fantastic conviction in the lyrics. Same thing with Change Your Mind. Both of these songs have some lyrical power. They feel really committed from Brandon Flowers. Like he's really trying to make a difference. Like he wants to change someone's mind. Like he wants to convince someone of something on Believe Me, Natalie, and then Change Your Mind. And, oh man. And then the last song, Everything Will Be Alright, is totally different than all the other songs of this album. It's very long, it's extremely slow, the music is not super upbeat and energetic, and it's a fantastic closer. It sticks out like a sore thumb, but this sore thumb is not a bad thing, it's a great thing. This is a fantastic closing song. The only things that I don't love about this album is the lyrical content. The overall general lyrical content of this album isn't super interesting. It's basically all love songs, all songs about love, all songs about sex, all that kind of stuff. And it really doesn't get a whole lot deeper, a whole lot more interesting. You have interesting takes on these topics, like Mr. Brightside is about this overwhelming jealousy that the guy has, and it actually ties into the song Jenny Was a Friend of Mine. And then Everything Will Be Alright is a really cool song where he just sings everything, this really heavily edited vocals, and it just really works. And once again, Change Your Mind, Believe Me, Natalie have really great lyrics. I mean, just the conviction mostly in the vocals is what makes these lyrics really stand out. But the other complaint I have is Midnight Show is lyrically the worst song in the album, really not very good lyrics, and the least impressive music. And then on top, I would say the verses don't have great music. The chorus is really good and almost makes it worth it, but still, the music on the verses isn't great. Besides that, this album is a fantastic debut album. I'm going to give this thing a 4.5 star rating out of 5. What is your favorite Killers album? Next, we're going to be looking at Battleborn, a very interesting album. It sounds way, way, way different than this album, a million times different. I mean, just totally, almost like a different artist. But, thank you for watching the video. Have a great rest of your day.